We got a date for WWE's Saturday Night Main Event on NBC and Peacock. WWE signs another old-timer to a Legends deal, and we got you geared up for the October Bad Blood in Atlanta, Georgia. Hit that subscribe button. Spandex Standups. What's up, buddy?
We're back. Back another week.
Yeah.
Another week of CM Punk coming out there to talk to us and tell us, he's so grateful that we believe in him.
He added he would die for us. Okay, calm down. He did add a little element. He's prepared to die in Hell in a Cell. Okay?
Okay, we get it.
One of his better promos since returning, but it still was a CM Punk promo, for sure.
No, great, feeling good, loving everything. Joe Tessitore.
How you feeling about it? Yeah,
Tessitore.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, I do like the beginning of the shows.
Yeah.
Where he's like, tonight from a beaming arena in Ontario, Canada, we've got.
Pretty good impression.
I mean, I'm going for the job. I'm going for his job. Like, I'm taking his job at some point. No, I think the way that it's like got a Mean Gene vibe at the top.
Okay.
Definitely still feel like he's Michael Cole really tells the story.
Yes.
He kind of shoves it down your throat.
Okay.
In a way where he's like you almost wouldn't foreshadow something if Michael Cole hadn't said something. Or Joe feels like he kind of has taken a pause. He's more watching the show, responding to what's going on.
Okay.
Whereas Michael Cole almost is like too on it. He's almost too
foreshadowing.
And just like telling you what the moves are and anticipating.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas Joe, he's not anticipating anything. This guy, he's just kind of watching the show like.
He's still learning his wrestling moves. He's still learning what to call things.
Yeah, exactly.
Barrett's being patient with him, so I'm enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Barrett as a commentator?
I think he's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's a great heel commentator.
I love that. I mean, I loved Bad News Barrett when he would rise up on the scissor lift. And I'm afraid I got some bad news.
Yeah, no, I think he's great as a heel commentator.
Yeah. It's interesting to me. Laura actually pointed this out the other day, who doesn't watch the product nearly as much as we do. But she said Corey's not as heelish as he once was.
No,
he's backed off quite a bit.
A little bit. Yeah. I like Corey as a heel though.
Yeah, I mean, but sometimes he just says the over the top thing where you're like, all right, come on, Corey. Not even you believe that.
Right.
All right, let's get into it. We got news up top. Armando Estrada signs a 5-year Legends deal with WWE. Saw this floating around the internet. Solo's wise man.
Oh, I like that. That'd be cool.
Would love that.
Cool. That'd be very cool.
Let's get layers to this.
Yeah. Let's have the wise men fight each other.
Yeah.
Wise men match.
Estrada and Heyman. Ooh.
Yeah. Wise men match at WrestleMania.
I would love that the internet picked up on Roman turning to the left as he normally does to acknowledge his wise man who wasn't there. That was a nice little touch.
Yeah.
That was good. JBL showed up at another promotion, this time Major League Wrestling. They showed up at their pay-per-view.
Good for JBL. Get out there. Spread the good word.
Yeah.
Clothesline from hell, people.
Yeah.
Clothesline.
So far, he hasn't talked. He hasn't said what he's doing. He's just shown up, clotheslined a bunch of people, and peaced out. Yeah. He raised Nick Nemeth's hand at like one of them and then peaced out.
Maybe JBL's going to get did he ever get a retirement match?
I don't think so. I would love, who else is retiring at the same time? He's got to get in the ring with Cena at least one more time. At least JBL versus Cena, like the character off. Like let them talk on the mic at each other for a little bit.
Yeah.
They tried. Baron Corbin wasn't the right one, but I think they could have had some success with JBL being with someone in their corner. Just that Baron Corbin gimmick was, as soon as it debuted, we were like, what are they doing?
Most Baron Corbin gimmicks, we're like, what are they doing?
And they just put him with Apollo Crews, and it kind of works.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah. Kind of, yeah, but it'll run its course.
They still got to figure out, they still got owe us an explanation for Apollo Crews upsetting Vinci in his return.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was weird.
Lyra Valkyria gets engaged. Good for her. Shout outs to her. I thought this was already a done deal, but it came up in the news cycle again. Motor City Machine Guns reportedly signs with WWE. I feel like I've already broke that news on this before. But some say that they are gearing up for the NXT premiere on CW.
Okay, makes sense.
I can see them coming in and having a little run in NXT and then being producers and helping out.
Yeah.
Trainers, all that good stuff. Because didn't Alex Shelley already try to retire once? And I feel like Saban brought him back.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Because I feel like, if I'm remembering right, Shelley was already out.
You never retire in wrestling.
Of course. Unless you have to.
Yeah.
And then do you really?
No.
I swore we were never going to see Shawn Michaels in a ring again.
I know.
That broke my heart, man. WWE's Saturday night main event will air simultaneously on NBC and Peacock December 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Very cool. They're shooting it in Long Island, New York. Let's go.
They're not doing Madison Square Garden?
No, I think they're doing it at the maybe the Nassau Coliseum, where the first one ever was.
Gotcha. Nice. So it does have some historical value to it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I saw that they're going to do one a quarter in New York.
Are they?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Build the fan base up there in those major cities.
It's just going to be the nonchalant fan. You know, like it's going to have that reach of it's going to be in everyone's household on Saturday night. Right? Oh, what's wrestling up to? Oh, wow. Maybe I need to start following.
Oh, they're going to be doing the Saturday night main event quarterly.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. In New York.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
That's great. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's like a pay-per-view on television.
Yeah.
Is what they can bill it as.
It's funny. Stay tuned. Our main topic this week is revisiting the 3 previous Bad Bloods, and it's almost like an In Your House pay-per-view, which was how Bad Blood originated. So it's so funny that the mid-'90s, they just were like, we don't want to name these pay-per-views. In your house.
Yeah.
In your house. Outside of the big 4, in your house.
Mm-hmm.
New QR code from Wyatt 6 this week led you to a website with some handwritten notes, and Dallas looking at pictures of Fuzzy. You couldn't make out who he was looking at. So, a little development in the Wyatt 6 story.
What's he looking at?
Oh, Braun Strowman. If WWE Championship isn't up for Cody Rhodes versus Rock, they think that was the reason The Rock was holding the People's Championship. So they're saying that while we're holding out for Rock Roman, it's more likely they're going to check off Rhodes Rock first.
We think
that's the rumblings on the internet right now.
I don't see how that makes sense.
Because I think they want Roman to be a good guy for a little bit. They feel like they always can go back to.
I just don't know how The Rock has to come back at some point. And address what's going on in the bloodline. And I think at some point it has to be revealed that he's been...
Well, we still got to figure out who gave Solo the I forget the traditional name for it, but the sign of the tribal chief.
Well, I think it's all going to come back to The Rock, so I just think it has to happen.
That's why I think we get Rock Cody first, because the lines will still be drawn and Roman and Cody will still technically be on the same team.
Oh... The Rock comes back and wins the Royal Rumble.
Oh, please no. God, no. Oh, no. I mean, I see what you're saying.
How else does he get the title shot? And how else do you just... But that is such a Vince McMahon...
That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like they do that. I don't feel like they would make a part-timer win the Royal Rumble. Hopefully. Unless their name's Brock Lesnar. I still think they'd put Brock in the championship. I mean, we're all forgetting Rock is technically the boss.
Or what we get...
if he wants to do any of this, he can just do it.
Or what we get at WrestleMania is Cody versus Roman 3.
Who wants
Where
that?
then The Rock returns.
Who wants that?
Well, I mean, it is split.
Or did you say Royal Rumble or WrestleMania?
I'm saying WrestleMania, Rock versus Roman 3. That's where The Rock returns.
See, that's what they're...
Roman versus
the
Cody
rumblings
3.
that we're shooting at is they're shooting for Cody Rock at WrestleMania. That Cody Rock's going to come back and be part of this Survivor Series nonsense.
I just think the Bloodline storyline is in its own world right now.
It is technically its own like WWE universe.
It feels like it's in its own. It's in its own universe, and it's kind of the WWE Championship is kind of being used in it, but we'll see.
We will see. To the Bloodline rumblings of Hikuleo debuting in the next few. They don't know exactly when, but they would be shocked if he's not debuting soon to set up War Games.
Okay.
Their 5th member. Gotta have 5 for War Games. So
bring him on.
6'8" Hikuleo coming soon, hopefully to the Bloodline. Mick Foley getting a lot of shots fired his direction today. He put his foot in his mouth. He John Cena'd the internet today.
He Hulk Hogan the internet today?
He Hulk Hogan the internet today. He was asked his feel. I don't even know if he was asked. He might have just said this nonsense unprovoked. But he said he's choosing to appreciate Vince until we learn more. And I think we're about to learn more with this documentary.
I'm excited for this documentary.
and the trial's going to be right behind it.
I'm excited for any content coming out having to do with wrestling. So
we might get a Wade Barrett retirement match against Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
They said
maybe that's what they're brewing up.
At Wembley. How cool would that be?
Are they doing a show at Wembley?
I think they got something coming up soon at Wembley next year.
WWE Wembley.
Yeah. Well, you know, AEW did it, so now they got to do it bigger and better. They got to break whatever number AEW's thrown in their face.
Yeah, totally.
Because wasn't that the big thing is AEW lied about their number? And Will Ospreay got the wrong tattoo.
Maybe, yeah.
He put the attendance tattoo, and then it came out that it was wrong, and he's like, what am I supposed to do now?
You wear it with pride.
So Barrett said that he was like, in an interview in July, he was like, no way I'm getting back in the ring. And then he's like, but I mean, if it was like perfect, like if it was maybe like at Wembley against McIntyre, like that would be like for UK wrestling. And then now we're seeing Barrett and McIntyre interact on TV. Yeah. So people are like connecting the dots. Like, well, they're putting them together. They already said they want to go to Wembley. Barrett said he wouldn't want to. So hopefully the stars will align. Mm-hmm. Main event results. Alba Fire defeats Sol Ruka. And Alpha Academy defeated Gallus. Alpha Academy stacking up them wins on main event, man.
Dude, shout out to Alpha Academy.
Fans are chanting hard for Otis during their matches, from what I've been reading on the dirt sheets. Also, little note from last week's main event. I feel like this slipped through the cracks, and that is my bad. When I said superstar Uriah Connors was on main event, did not realize that was Finley's kid.
Oh, Fit Finley.
Yeah. Not the one that's been in Japan, but his other son, Brogdon. Brogdon Finley.
Well, welcome.
It was Uriah Connors that was on main event last week. NXT recap time. Julia versus Roxanne is heating up. They've had a couple stare-offs. Julia's actually had some matches. She beat the crap out of Chelsea Green. She's got that hard-hitting Asuka style, man. It's going to be awesome. Mm-hmm. Did you get to check any of her matches?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I just hope she goes Asuka and Io Sky and not Kairi Sane route.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we ruined Kairi Sane, man.
Totally. I mean, they have a hard time with some of these talents, you know, giving them their full.
Yeah, where's Shinsuke at?
Exactly.
Sol Ruka also on main event, but also stepped up to Jordan Grace's open challenge for her Impact TNA Knockouts Championship. She came over to NXT, gave an open challenge. That was cool. Street Profits wearing their shirt this week because they had a week, got a tag title shot, but the Bloodline said, nah, destroyed everybody. So I'm excited to see this week how they expand that. Remember, we record on Tuesday before NXT, so we don't get to see what's coming up next. So Trick and Pete in that last man standing. What a match.
Great match.
Great ending to incorporate Ethan Page back into it, come full circle. Mm-hmm. So now we get Trick, Ethan, like, I think this was a big setup to intensify Trick Williams' stock, and I love it.
Here for it.
He put on a great match.
Yeah.
He's done nothing but put on great matches.
Yeah.
He's a killer on the mic. The crowd can't wait to get behind him.
He was on the sidelines at the South Carolina.
Yeah, so he's already getting that national notoriety.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure they put him up on the screen and people went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He's the future.
Yeah.
And they're doing a good job of not pushing him up to the main roster too soon.
Yeah. Yeah, because Carmelo Hayes is doing his thing right now.
Yeah. Oh, man, putting on back. They said, I love that they've already called him and Andrade life partners. Like, let them wrestle forever.
Seriously. I mean, they're turning each other into stars.
Yeah. Yeah. WCW back in the day would do crazy stuff like this, like best of sevens.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit of roots in that.
Mm-hmm.
Going to SmackDown, Cody and Solo in the steel cage match right at the get-go, commercial free. Kudos. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm. It was a great match. Solid match.
Yeah.
Cody jumping from the top.
Solo got a lot of offense in, which, I mean, Laura watched it with me. She's like, Cody just loves getting his butt kicked.
Yeah, he does. Dude, when you think about how crazy it is, Cody's been wrestling for since he returned, 3.5 years straight now.
He took that vacation when he tore his pec, all right? Take it easy.
Okay, that's true. He was
rehab
recovering.
Rehab was a vacation.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable how much he's been wrestling.
Yeah. But he returned, or he won, and then we got Roman coming back to help him because he was getting the crap beat out of him, as he does. And then we got Roman returns, and then that was at the beginning of SmackDown. It would develop throughout the night, little rumbling. So we'll come back and talk about that in a minute. We got Michin defeating Piper Niven. She's headed towards a feud with Chelsea Green. Heard rumblings of a dumpster match.
I like a dumpster match.
Yeah, I hadn't had one in a while.
No, that's pretty nice.
Know what I think of when I think of dumpster matches is New Age Outlaws versus Chainsaw Charlie and Cactus Jack. Tag team matches.
I'll have to go back and check that one out.
They put on some bangers in the Attitude Era, man.
Sounds like
Chainsaw Charlie. Terry Funk's WWE alter ego, Chainsaw Charlie,
Yeah.
when he'd wrestle a full match with hose on his face like a lunatic. Covered wielding a chainsaw, and then you got Cactus Jack in the background just losing his mind. This is when Mick Foley would just change characters. People like, who's coming out now? That one Royal Rumble, where he was Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind. Fantastic.
Man, I just rewatched so many Mick Foley matches, and poof, so good.
So in my mid-90s rewatch, I'm up to Mankind just debuted.
Yeah.
So it's getting good. Mankind just debuted. Ahmed Johnson just debuted. They got a great Smoking Guns is running the tag team division. Undertaker's as impressive as ever. Razor and Diesel just left to go to WCW. Did you know, I uncovered this in my Bad Blood research today, that Savio Vega was how they wrote off Ted DiBiase when he went to go join the NWO and WCW.
Did not know that.
By beating Stone Cold Steve Austin, DiBiase's client.
Interesting.
So many layers to this stuff, man.
Interesting.
So yeah, I can't wait to talk to y'all about Bad Blood. I dug up so much stuff. 03 and 04 sucked. 97, I got some impressive stuff.
Okay.
KO and a surprise partner defeated A-Town Down Under. Surprise, surprise. Randy Orton was his partner.
Why aren't they RKO yet?
Yeah. I mean, they made the shirts, but they hadn't done anything with it.
Yeah, I guess.
Because, they got KO with the duct tape over RKO. I like that. But, yeah, I don't know. And also, when are they going to implode?
Yeah, I'm getting tired of them all being
I don't like
friends.
them being buddy-buddy. These are two lunatics.
Right.
Being happy for each other.
And they're all bonded over Cody Rhodes and their friendship.
Did you see that meme where it's KO and Randy just staring off into space, and it's like when you help Cody fight the Bloodline only for him to team up with Roman?
Yeah.
Like, cool. Thanks, bro. Glad you forgot about us.
That's great.
But yeah, Andrade goes up 3-2 on Mello. I hope they just keep going. Best of 7 this up.
Keep it going.
Give us more bangers. And then LA Knight, I think they are moving on, though, because LA Knight came out, cut a promo, let Andrade know he's next for the U.S. title, which I suspect they'll put on a great match, too.
Yeah, I think they should give it to Andrade.
After this work with Carmelo, like, who's to say they would? You know, Triple H has been known to be like, man, you got to run. Let's give him something.
Mm-hmm.
Also to see if he can hold a title. You know, he was such a great NXT champion.
Yeah, he was great.
And so this could be a little test to see if they could elevate him to the main event scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because I hadn't even thought about it, but I bet they could put on some bangers. Cody and Andrade for the belt in the main event scene. Come on. And then, so what the developing story throughout SmackDown is Solo and Jacob Fatu challenge Roman and Cody to a tag match at Bad Blood. Cody's like, I'm done. I'm not dealing with the bloodline. This is your battle. You clean up your house. And then Roman came out and Cody came out and they were talking. And then Solo and Jacob came out and they started talking. So then Cody got pissed and he signed the contract.
Now they're all roped in.
How you see this tag match going at Bad Blood?
Well, I see... Ooh, haven't even thought about it. How do you see it going down?
I hope that they add another layer to it because, you know, Cody called out Jacob Fatu. I hope Jacob gets the pin on Cody.
Mm.
And Cody's just enough of a crazy person to take the loss in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
I think he came into the meeting like, I want to lose. Like, what? Because this adds a whole nother layer of Solo wanting the belt, but everyone, including Cody, knowing Jacob's the rightful opponent here.
Yeah.
So I just think storytelling-wise, Jacob getting that pin on the champ and getting the win for his team, but also Solo didn't win for his team. Jacob won.
So you think Roman's first match back, he loses?
Oh, well, see, I think this is how they keep it out. The Roman doesn't take the pinfall.
Right,
So technically he loses, but Cody lost.
And,
He didn't
and then Roman beats up Cody because...
yeah. Well, then that just drives more tension. I don't think he actually has to lay hands on Cody. I think he just has to walk away in disgust. And then that's all you got to do to further that tension a little bit more.
Okay.
So I just think Jacob getting the pin on Cody causes chaos to break out.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Could you imagine a fatal four-way with these guys? I would love that.
It'd be 3-on-1. 3 bloodline on one Cody.
Well, that's how Cody would go into it, being like, "What?" But they all want the belt, so they all they're strive for being head of the table.
Cody would win because they're all. That's a good idea. I like that.
I'm just saying we're still available for hire.
I like
W
that.
Writers Room.
I like that.
Next week we get LA Knight versus Andrade. Roman and Cody will try to find common ground, is what they said on WWE.com today. And Nia, and this is interesting. I'm excited about this stipulation. Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton versus Bayley and Naomi in a tag match. Whoever gets the pin on Nia or Tiffany gets a shot at Nia's belt.
I like that. So that creates a little drama.
But if Nia and Tiffany win, whoever they pin has to leave SmackDown.
Yeah, I like that drama.
I wonder if this is a way to get Bayley over to Raw, or I don't know how they're going to do this. So I think every option's on the table, and I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, I like it.
Over on the Raw side, like you said, we got a great, harrowing CM Punk rah-rah speech about how he was ready to die in Hell in a Cell.
I'm kidding, CM Punk. We love you. Yeah. We're glad you're back. Everyone loves you. I mean, the crowd was fired up to see him. I mean, that Portland, Oregon crowd, those hipsters up there, dude, of course they love wrestling.
I appreciate CM Punk for what he brings to wrestling, but y'all know I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Respect him. He's like Seinfeld to me in the comedy world. Respect what he does. Not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I will give it to him. It was his best promo since returning, which is not saying a lot. Oh, Pete Dunne, don't you dare call him Butch. Got a big win over Sheamus.
Don't you dare call him Butch.
I like how they've written that out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's almost his trigger word.
Yeah.
Like, what'd you call me? Natalya beats Zoe Stark. Zelina, Lyra, and Natty looks like they're battling with the PFC. So, if all of this Damage Control, Pure Fusion Collective, these girl gangs they got in Raw just gets more girls on TV, more lady wrestlers in front of the audience, kudos.
Mm-hmm.
Because Zelina needs to be on TV.
A lot more.
What happened to Lyra's push?
she was working for a long time consecutively, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe they are
Like,
just like giving her kind of a break.
this is why this log jam's got to stop. Like, we got to get past this Judgment Day versus Terror Twins because they're holding up not only the tag titles, which thankfully we'll get into it. They contested this week, but when's another lady besides Liv or Rhea gonna hold that gold?
Right. Right.
Or actually, to be honest with you, when's Liv gonna have a match?
Right.
That's all I want to see.
And with who?
Yeah. Zelina was thrown in there a little bit, but she hadn't been back. Like,
Damien's looking good though.
Damien's looking great.
You know who else is a good worker? JD McDonough.
Love JD McDonough, man. I love
And that guy
picking on him.
And that guy low key is
great.
like, you don't have to be the star to get on the show like the whole night. He is on TV
every week,
but he's also in all these backstage. Like, that guy gets more screen time potentially than Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Oh, hands down. Roman's never there. JD's always
even
like
Cody. I'm like, JD. Yeah, somehow JD is on everything.
That's why I like them being tag team champs. I just want them to do more with it.
Yeah,
that's the right call. Them being champs, just be more active.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be wrestling these guys. You know, like even just beating up Alpha Academy on TV is great.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Because I bet you they could put on a banger with the Creed brothers and American Made. You know, there's so many good tag teams that they could. And then I still love the reluctant feud that's forced to be a tag team. Like, don't put the belts on them,
Right.
but make Judgment Day face Braun and Jey Uso.
Mm-hmm.
Make them get along.
Right.
You know, John Cena, every feud he had, he became tag team partners with.
Right.
I mean, champs with at some points.
Totally.
I get it, they beat it into the ground, but they still can dip their toe in it every now and then. But Judgment Day beats New Day for a lot of days in this. It messed me up.
Mm-hmm.
Splintering New Day. I guess they're like, Plan B, Odyssey Jones is out, but we still got to break these guys up.
WrestleMania Vegas, it's going to be
Yes.
Kofi versus Xavier.
Read an interesting article on Bleacher Report, I believe, about how, you know, they're like, time's running out for Xavier to have a memorable singles run. If he gets the Kofi treatment, that'd be great.
He ain't going to get the big belt.
No. That was a weird...
Even the fact that Kofi got the big belt.
But Kofi deserved it.
Kofi
And I'm not saying
deserved
Xavier doesn't, but
Yeah.
I mean, Kofi's been here forever. They made Kofi be a fake Jamaican.
I know. Yeah.
I still love when they refer to it. Where's the accent go?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, didn't you have an accent? But Kofi just was the best he ever got was like 2008.
Yeah, and he was
like,
always in good standing. He never messed up. We forget Xavier Woods messed up a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's the only one standing from that mess up. None of, I wonder what Brad Maddox is up to nowadays. Jeez. We get another no contest between Bronson and Braun. Just big dudes beating the crap out of each other.
And we love it, dude. We love it. That backstage
The ring broke this time. That was great.
in the backstage segment. We love it.
Like Big E said, big meat, men, meat, and meat.
Mm-hmm.
Meat. Looked like Kaiser was turning on Gunther there, but it was just a ploy to attack old Sami Zayn. How you feel about Sami in the main event scene?
I mean, I think I don't know that he is the one to become world heavyweight champion.
But is he good to face Gunther right now while we know Gunther's not going to lose?
Yeah.
Because he's the underdog. No one gives him a chance, but that's his whole gimmick almost.
Right. So give him the chance.
Yeah. This is making Kaiser a star.
Yeah.
Kaiser shined.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know what? I have been meaning to get something off my chest. You're like, ooh. And then he hits Sami. You're like, okay. All right. But, I mean, he's got to be up there at some point. I hope now Gunther goes on a little run and Kaiser's the one that takes the belt off of him. I like Kaiser, man. I like Ludwig.
You think Kaiser's going to be world heavyweight champ?
He could, if they built him up right.
If they build him up right. I don't see it happening anytime soon.
I'm just saying, that performance last night was enough for me to get on his side and cross my fingers.
Yeah.
But I'm coming back down to earth. I got a little crazy there. He wouldn't be a main event guy, but he's great. And those matches he put on with Sheamus were bangers. I could see a few, at least a mid-card title for a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's at least got a challenge. You know, they got to turn on each other at some point. It's just if Gunther going to have the belt at that time.
Right.
I just hope he doesn't get Marty Jannetty'd, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right? That's all I'm saying.
Oh, he going to get Marty.
Because Da Vinci did.
Yeah.
You going to have 2 Martys in this group?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Io defeats Bianca. It was supposed to be Kairi Sane, but her eye from last week, did you see that when she hit the table? That was brutal. No one, like...
They didn't even comment on it, and I was like, y'all are going to talk about this?
Y'all didn't catch her? What happened?
It's like she got cut in half.
She dove straight for that table, though.
That was like,
what are you doing?
Looks like she got deli meated. I was like, dang,
you controlled the dive. It wasn't like someone threw her into the table. It's just no one caught her, and she hit the table.
She got boar's head, dude.
Oof. But Io and Bianca put on a banger of a match. I mean, we talked about Carmelo and Andrade, but, man, these two could fight forever, too.
Mm-hmm.
Which... It's crazy. I know Bianca's technically on SmackDown, but she's tag champ, so she could go wherever. But it felt like a little spotlight on the fact that Liv's just kind of holding the belt for no reason. So hopefully they move on after Bad Blood.
Well, I wouldn't say no reason. I mean,
it's developing the story. Yes, but I'm just saying, you built up Rhea and Liv this whole time. Mm-hmm. Like you dug your like now it's making sense than when they were tag team. You know, like. They were best friends, and then you did this, and I don't feel like we touch on the history of this enough.
Right.
Like I don't. We're still not talking about Finn and Liv were stomped on when they made the original Judgment Day. Mm-hmm. They didn't touch on that at all, and that irritated the crap out of me.
Yeah.
But you built them up so long to have them just hit each other in backstage brawls and in-ring scuffles.
Right.
You know, like.
When are we going to burn houses down?
Like I know they're both coming off of injuries,
right?
And you're catering to that, but I just want to see them in the ring. Damn,
we got to burn some houses down.
Yes. Get a cool backstage Ilya segment with wishing Jay the best, and then Finn coming up and saying, "Watch who you pick your friends." So I think we're gonna get a Balor Ilya little at least a match out of it. So that's great. That sounds awesome.
That'll be a banger.
Priest defeats Dirty Dom and then just gets absolute crap beat out of him by Judgment Day.
Yep. Classic.
So where do you see this going? You think? I mean, we get Priest and Finn at Bad Blood, but there's no stipulation or anything, so this can't be the end all be all.
No.
You think we get like a big payoff at Survivor Series?
Ooh, maybe that's the War Games.
The Raw War Games?
Yeah.
Oh, do we get a SmackDown War Games and a Raw War Games?
Maybe.
That's cool.
Yeah, I really don't know where it's headed.
Because they're not really positioning any female War Games. So maybe the 2 War Games are SmackDown or Raw this time.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where this is headed. I really don't.
I'm kind of digging it. I'm tuning in every week and just being like, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, because again, it's like it has been going on for a while. It kind of feels like we're in overtime on some of these. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, well, that's how it's supposed to feel, kind of.
Yeah. Because you think about it from a rational standpoint. If they're really mad at each other and fighting,
the feud just doesn't end.
They don't just go their separate ways.
Right. It doesn't go just end, you know?
Yeah, so I'm digging everything they're doing right now. Next week, we get the IC title match, Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso, which they had a great meeting in the ring. I saw someone online comment, and it fit perfectly. Like, they feel like wrestling characters again coming to the ring.
Well, especially with the jackets they were wearing.
Yes, man, it felt like wrestling, like professional wrestling again.
Yeah.
We get Sami Zayn versus Kaiser next week.
Cool.
My main event, Kaiser, you know what I mean? And then Drew McIntyre returns and has a rebuttal for CM Punk.
Classic.
Because, they just rebuttal each other to death.
Every other week.
Well, that's it for our weekly roundup. Thank you so much to Project Nerd, our sponsors for the roundup. Go check out all their great content. Check out Evan Burke Comedy, Drew Harrison Comedy.